how was he? Has the approach at all changed from RGV? How has he sort of, changed? Is he the same not so cool guy? How is he? I like that. How is he?
Old habits die hard. He's the same. Incorrigible.
Yeah.
Fantastic to work with. Okay, I want to do a film with a particular director, suppose. यार मैं उसको फोन करूंगी और उसने फोन नहीं उठाया तो अगर मैंने मैसेज किया और मैसेज का जवाब नहीं आया तो
एग्जैक्टली
रॉन्ग. ये थॉट होना ही नहीं चाहिए, ये डाउट होना ही नहीं चाहिए, ये फियर होना ही नहीं चाहिए. नहीं आया तो नहीं आया, तुमने तो कोशिश की ना, बस. मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट हमारी सोच, हमारी फाउंडेशन ही पहले दिन से ना ऐसे हमको बनाया गया है कि इतना ओवर प्रोटेक्ट किया गया है हमको कि हम कुछ भी करने से पहले सोचते कि अगर ये नहीं होगा तो, अरे सोचने का ही क्योंकि अगर नहीं होगा तो. एंड आई यूज्ड टू आल्सो हैव डाउट्स in my life because I was not trained this way. Of course I did not have this so much maturity in my thinking. I'm 20 years older than when I started. तो उनको देख के मेरे पैरों तले जमीन तो फिसल गई थी, क्योंकि उनको मैं उससे पहले रोजा, बॉम्बे, पता नहीं कितने फिल्मों में देख चुकी थी एज अ रोमांटिक हीरो. एंड ही इज अ थरो जेंटलमैन. मतलब जैसे सोचा था वैसे ही थे. सॉफ्ट स्पोकन, वेरी वेरी गुड टू वर्क विद. शी इज वेरी प्राउड ऑफ हर मॉम. No, not really 7 years old, but she sings Aaj Ki Raat. And she says, my mama is the most beautiful actress in the world.
So thank you, Isha, for your time. It's really lovely to have you on our show, and it's good to be speaking to you about a very, very exciting project. I'm not going to reveal that to any of your fans because I want that revelation to come from you. Go ahead, Isha.
Okay, thank you so much, Divya. Well, we are here today to discuss and talk about my new web show, Dhahanam, which means fire. And it is dark revenge drama, and it's not for the faint-hearted. It's going to send a chill up your spine.
Wow, that's going to be really interesting.
Yes. And well, it's my union with RGV after almost a decade.
Yes.
Or maybe more. The last was Shabri and Darling. So yeah, it's almost a decade.
It's been a decade, and you reunite with RGV.
Yes,
and it's RGV. Like, the moment you have RGV in mind, you know what the movie will be all about. There'll be a very hard-hitting message to be put across.
RGV is extremely good. I always tell him that you should not try anything but horror and drama. He's fantastic with horror and drama. And I always joke with him and say that RGV, please don't just experiment with anything else. He's
yes, as you said, the reunion happens like after over a decade.
Yes.
How was he? Has the approach at all changed from RGV? How has he sort of, changed? Is he the same not so cool guy? How is he? I like that. How is he?
Old habits die hard. He's the same. Incorrigible.
Yeah.
Fantastic to work with.
Yes.
He's really good to work with. He's so fast. Extremely fast. And well, I was directed by him and also by Manju. Of course, we should not fail to mention Manju ji. And I had a great time. I didn't even realize when it started and when it finished. We shot in fantastic locations in the south, and it was more or less like a picnic. Well, only the locations were a picnic, but not the feel of the entire series. It was extremely. It was too much for me to handle. Because, like I said, it is, it's about the oppressed. It's about how people were. If you've seen the trailer, so I had a great time shooting, but it was hard hitting. It took me some time to get out of it.
Okay, and it's so good to see you, in the role of a cop, if I'm not mistaken, because that's what you play, and you're a no-nonsense girl. I mean, that's what you've always maintained, even in real life. And with this role, you're only cementing that thought that I am a no-nonsense girl. Is it good to have that approach in the showbiz industry?
I don't know. I don't know if it's intimidating for a lot of people.
It's actually, it is very intimidating for a lot of men. I mean, let's say for men and not for women, because that's how it is.
Yes, but that's how I am, and I take it as a compliment when people find me intimidating, because I feel that it only means I'm very confident about my being, and I don't think there's no harm. Yeah.
And I was going through your social media account, मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा, while I was scrolling through your Instagram account, and there is now versus then photograph that you had. When
This
was tell us something about this. Atrapalli Falls.
This was Atrapalli Falls. I went there. I had a college reunion there with all my friends from my college, and we went to this falls. I'd gone to Kerala, so where we went here. And when I went here, I told them that I had done this film with Arvind Swamy, and the music director was A.R. Rahman. And I'd done this film called N. Swasakatre. So basically, N. Swasakatre is like, you take my breath away.
Okay.
Swasa.
Yeah.
So that was my first film ever. So that I started with the South.
Wow.
So,
yes, of course.
Yeah. And so I just went there, and I just felt I was back there, in time. When I shot all this, all my friends shot all this for me, and then when I sent it to my social media manager, she said, Isha, this is like...
Arvind Swamy के साथ अपनी journey शुरू करी. He's still a heartthrob, as you just said. तो पहली memory क्या थी Arvind Swamy के साथ?
तो उनको देख के मेरे पैरों तले जमीन तो फिसल गई थी, क्योंकि उनको मैं उससे पहले रोजा, बॉम्बे, पता नहीं कितने फिल्मों में देख चुकी थी एज अ रोमांटिक हीरो. एंड ही इज अ थरो जेंटलमैन, मतलब जैसे सोचा था वैसे ही थे, सॉफ्ट स्पोकन, वेरी वेरी गुड टू वर्क विद. एंड तो और क्या, और कुछ नहीं. और इनफैक्ट इस रिसेंटली 1 साल पहले मेरी और एक फिल्म शुरू हुई है, व्हिच विल रिलीज दिस ईयर. मल्टीलिंगुअल है, तमिल, तेलुगु, कन्नड़ा, इंग्लिश, हिंदी, सब लैंग्वेजेस में है. इट्स अ साइंस फिक्शन अबाउट एन एलियन. तो उस फिल्म के दौरान, शूटिंग के दौरान, I met Arvind Swamy. So I went, we had dinner, lunch with his family and all. So बहुत अच्छा लगा, बहुत sweet से इंसान है, बहुत sweet.
So all the girls in your group, they were like all drooling over him. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yes. All of them wanted to come and meet him there. मैंने कहा अभी it's some other time.
Yes. And one more very interesting thought that you put out: doubt killed more dreams than fear ever did.
Yeah, that was a TEDx talk that I did, which I just said. I even mentioned it to you right now.
Yes.
That I think even before, I think it's a sponsor thought that always matters in life. So even when you want to achieve something, or you want something in life, the first thing that comes to you is always a sponsor thought, and that should never be negative. For example, suppose, okay, I want to do a film with a particular director. Suppose, यार मैं उसको फोन करूंगी और उसने फोन नहीं उठाया, तो अगर मैंने मैसेज किया और मैसेज का जवाब नहीं आया, तो
एग्जैक्टली
रॉन्ग. ये थॉट होना ही नहीं चाहिए, ये डाउट होना ही नहीं चाहिए, ये फियर होना ही नहीं चाहिए. नहीं आया तो नहीं आया, तुमने तो कोशिश की ना, बस. Most important. So I feel you should be dedicated to yourself. First, charity begins at home, and the greatest love for all is for yourself. And there is no shame in asking for work. No shame. There's no ego. There's no shame. आप काम मांग रहे हो, काम भगवान है. Work is God. So आप कुछ गलत तो नहीं कर रहे हो ना. काम मांगना is, so that's it. So the sponsor thought. Now I spoke about, because I'm from this fraternity, so I've given you this as ये example दिया मैंने आपको.
Yes.
तो किसी और का कुछ और होगा. हमारी सोच, हमारी फाउंडेशन ही पहले दिन से ना ऐसे हमको बनाया गया है कि इतना ओवर प्रोटेक्ट किया गया है हमको, कि हम कुछ भी करने से पहले सोचते हैं कि अगर ये नहीं होगा तो, अरे सोचने का ही, क्योंकि अगर नहीं होगा तो ये सोचो कि ये होगा ही. And I used to also have doubts
Okay.
in my life, because I was not trained this way.
Yeah.
Of course, I did not have this so much maturity in my thinking. I'm 20 years older than when I started. But you should just not have no doubts. You should just, मतलब
Give it
टूट
your-
पड़ो जंग
हाँ.
में, टूट पड़ो जंग के मैदान में. जब आप जाओगे तो आप लड़ने के लिए जाते हो. अगर आप ये सोचोगे कि मैं मरूंगा तो आप जाओगे ही नहीं.
No. Right.
बस बात वही है.
Wow, this is so good. And how can I not ask you about the judwa? Isha ki judwaya ab to double
This is-
kar do, Isha. I mean, I looked at it and I was like, wow, Ayla, this is fun.
Actually, I came into this industry to do a double role only. My whole inspiration, my whole Sridevi was someone I loved. I loved her. Hemaji's, Sitar Gita
Yes.
and Sridevi's Chalbaz are one
Yes.
of my favorite films.
Hmm.
And I always wanted to play a double role. And I know I just feel I'm going to be so good at it because I love comedy. I just have a flair for it.
So, if all the filmmakers who are listening to this interview with Isha, double role is the next big project that she is interested in. So
Because I'm so good at comedy, I'm so good at action, I'm so good at drama. I don't think there's, what more do I have to offer?
Yeah. So when
To
you
be like
look
that.
back at your journey, Isha, the way you started out, you were very clear on what you wanted to do and what you would stay away from. They're like shortcuts
right.
to success, but that wasn't really your approach, in the film industry. So how do you sort of, look back at your journey? I mean, obviously, the more interesting projects coming up this year, 2020
Yes.
is loaded with projects from Isha Kopikkar, which is like really,
Yes,
really
that's
good.
right.
It's going to be an exciting year. But जब आप
That's right.
वापस देखते हो अपनी journey को, what were the do's and don'ts that you adhere to, and were you happy about it?
Yeah, I come from a very different background. I come
doctors.
from an educated family. They always wanted me to become a doctor, but
Yeah.
I ended up in this industry. They never really understood this industry, how to guide me. They always supported me. But they didn't know how to guide me because they said, Isha, you make your decision, because if we fail, somewhere and we guide you wrong, then we don't want you to suffer. So every time I came with a project to ask them whether do you think this is right? Do you think this is the right thing for me? They would never really have any answers. And at that time, whom you only trusted were your managers. And if they went wrong,
Then obviously the strategy
then
goes.
obviously, yeah. So it was always a shot in the dark, honestly, for me. And I didn't know what it would hit. Well, there were a lot of times where things misfired. And there were a lot of times when I felt I got a raw deal. But I guess that's just a part of your life, a part of any industry,
Yes.
a part of any job. But sometimes you are overpaid, misunderstood.
Overpaid?
Not overpaid, underpaid.
I was like,
misunderstood.
wow.
Sorry,
Yeah.
underpaid, misunderstood. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
you're working hard, but yet you feel that, something has gone wrong somewhere. Why am I not? Either it would be big films and small roles, or it'll be big roles and small films. So sometimes the permutation and the combinations don't work
Yes.
the way you expect them to. But having said that, I feel it's a part of life and I have no regrets because I'm very happy in the space I am right now.
Yes.
I'm in my gym. Oh, that's
Yes.
that's what I mean.
I've been watching all your videos from the gym. But I'm coming to that. Yeah.
I'm very happy where I am. And I can definitely ask for more because my hunger for my work and the fire in the belly is yet there. And I had that. I had tremendous moral support. I had a family to come back home to. And that really helped me. For all these people who come from all the other cities to Bollywood, to Bombay, and who have to fend for themselves and who live alone, it's very difficult because it's coming back home to an empty house. You need to talk to somebody, and you need to talk to somebody who is interested in you, in your well-being.
True. Yes. That's more important.
Who has your back. You need somebody like that.
So did you have any friends in the industry? Do you have friends like true friends?
No.
And is it good
I
to
don't
be like
think-
that?
Yeah. I'm very happy. I have true friends who are not from this industry.
Wow.
I have friends since I was 5 years old, since I was 10 years old, since I was 16 years old, and they are there, you know.
But you never felt the
through
need
my thick and thin.
But you never felt the need of having a group, and so that you're like,
why? I don't need to have a group in the industry just because I want to socialize and I want to get work. I'm not made like that.
Yes.
Sorry, but I'm not made like that. It's not me. If I gel with you, you could be from any industry. If we vibe well, you could be from anywhere, and it doesn't matter to me your social status or how much you bring onto the table or what you bring to the table. Doesn't matter to me.
So was there anybody that you could go to, just to get some clarity on how things were happening in your life as an actor? Was there anybody that you relied on? कोई तो होगा कि जिससे आप बात कर सकते हो, कोई director, कोई maybe actor friend, nothing like that. You just went in with your gut, and that's what you did.
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's so good. So let's then talk more about this film. I mean, RGV, Isha, as you said that, he's exactly the same person that, you had met like over a decade back.
Yes.
And old habits don't die that easily.
They don't.
It's like he hasn't, the two genres that he hasn't really delved deeper into is comedy and romance. I mean, like, you don't see too much of romance from RGV. क्यों भाई? मतलब क्यों नहीं हो सकता? और इसमें भी मुझे
नहीं romantic. If you meet him, you'll know.
He's not.
He's not at all romantic.
He's just
There's not even an R of romance. Forget the capital letter. Even the small letter R is not there.
Has your daughter watched your movies? Do you ever sort of? I mean, does she see you on papers and say, "Okay, mom, that's you"?
Yeah. She's very proud of her mom. No, not really 7 years old, but she sings Aaj Ki Raat. And she says, "My mama is the most beautiful actress in the world."
How nice!
And she calls me. And she calls me Wonder Woman. I love all this. I love the terminologies. Yeah, she calls me Wonder Woman. And if you ask her, "Where's Mama?" Mama is in the gym, or Mama is in office, or Mama is at shoot. And I feel so good and busy when she says that.
And we love all the videos that she's been making for you. So she's not only in front of the camera, but she also goes behind the camera and is happy shooting.
She's my cinematographer, DOP.
But has she sort of understood, that it's going to be, it is a hectic life for you. I mean, there's so many, the baggage that comes, with being an actor. Does she understand?
No.
You haven't even exposed her to that bit, no?
No, there's no need to. No, let her grow. I mean, let her grow her child. Let her, wean into her.
Yes.
From childhood to adulthood. I mean, why should I?
Tell
her about the baggage and the disappointments, and I make her feel life is great. Life is beautiful. Everybody you meet is beautiful. I don't want to tell her about the disappointments. Let her. That's for her to understand and live.